White Christmas was written for the movie Holiday Inn, which was the story of an inn only open on holidays. So every holiday got its song, and the Christmas song was White Christmas. And I think it was always a song, even before the movie opened, that my father had a special feeling about.
Where the treetops glisten and children listen to hear sleigh bells in the snow.
And in his time, everything was new. A movie was new, and a show was new. And then sometimes a show would be bought by the movies, but it wouldn't be the other way around. Now, it can be the other way around.
Birds singing a song, nothing but bluebirds all day long.
The biggest challenge is taking a great movie that people have an emotional attachment to, but essentially a movie that is a comedy with a couple of songs and making it into an integrated Broadway musical.
Lord help the mister who comes between me and my sister. And Lord help the sister who comes between me and my man.
What's great about White Christmas is by putting it on stage, we now have really created sort of a Broadway experience during the holidays. The musical is family driven. It's about having a family.
We all love this story. We all love that very, very famous song, White Christmas. But it was also an opportunity to create the first new Irving Berlin musical in about 40 years.
I love a piano, I love a piano. I love to hear somebody play upon a piano.
With the cooperation of the estate, we're not only doing the songs from the film, but we're incorporating and interpolating a lot of other great Irving Berlin songs into the show. For me, going back into the room with this musical team and choreographic and design team and a writer, we are finding a way to take songs and let them push the narrative the way you would in a regular musical, or to explore the characters in musical terms in a way that the film left principally to dialogue.
How much do I love you?
How much do I love you?
I'll tell you
I'll
no
tell you no lie.
How deep is the ocean?
How high is the sky?
We're trying to have more book songs in the show than the film had. The film had a lot of backstage stuff, but we're trying to make this behave more like a musical, where the characters actually get to that point in the story or in a scene where they need to sing, and then they do.
How high is the sky?
We're going back into a collection of songs, some of which are written for other shows and other times, and trying to find out how they'll enhance this storytelling.
I know a fine way to treat a Steinway.
Is that you'll feel when you come to White Christmas, oh, that song must have been written for White Christmas. And there are a few there that I even forget now that they weren't written for the movie of White Christmas. They're Irving Berlin songs that were placed into the score, and they feel so right. They're part of that story. White Christmas, the audience brings something to it. There's a memory, and there's something about the idea of show business. We always think of everything as being bigger and grander than it was. So you want the musical arrangements to be in the big band style that these songs were originally presented, even though we make adjustments for today, and we are in a theater with an orchestra bit that's a specific size. But Kevin wanted a big orchestra, so he's given us 24 musicians. Now that doesn't happen anymore.
What's a pleasure for me to be on a project like this, of this size, is that it's got everything in it. It's got some tap dancing, it has classic 50s jazz numbers, it has ballroom numbers, so I get to run the gamut of all types of dancing. And you don't get that always in a musical. And again, that's due to Irving Berlin and the kind of songs he wrote and where they appear in the show. It gives me the opportunity to hit the audience with everything. We're used to seeing it in the movies because they could shoot it and reshoot it a million times and get it perfect. But when you see a number with that kind of difficulty, or a number that has that kind of partnering or that kind of scope to it, and you see it being done live on a stage, it's exciting. There's no doubt about it.
My heart's on fire, the flame grows higher, so I will weather the storm. Why do I care how much it may storm? I've got my love to keep me warm.
I can take my children and my grandchildren and have this wonderful experience together.
And they all will